Happy Sunday, Garifuna fam. I'm your girl, Siria of the Garifuna Market. Today is Sunday, which means we're having another self-care chat. So just gonna wait for a few more folks to join. I'm really excited about today. I think it's gonna be a good time. Y'all really gonna like this one. Just gonna wait for a few more of y'all to sign on. Thank you for joining. Hello. Happy Sunday, everybody. How are you guys feeling? Let us know in the comments where you're from. Where are you joining us from? Put your flag in the comments and all of that. Hello, Garifuna fam. I am your girl, Siria of the Garifuna Market. We are having another self-care Sunday, and today we are going to be joined by Xuná from Dani Meighan Styles. She is a healer. She is an amazing woman. She's from Belize. She is an indigenous jewelry designer. She's just an amazing person. So I'm really happy to have her here with us today. She made these earrings too. So this is going to be a really good chat. We're going to be talking about healing elements, crystal healing, preparing for your journey with crystal healing. And it's going to be a really great time. So everybody just quick in the comments, let us know where you're joining us from. Happy Sunday. Okay, looking great. Thank you. Los Angeles is in the house. New Orleans is here. New York is here. Let us know in the comments real quick where you're joining us from. Let us know in the comments where you are joining us from. If you're just now coming on to the live, I am Siria of the Garifuna Market. We're going to be chatting today for a self-care Sunday conversation with Xuná of the Garifuna, Xuná of Dani Meighan Styles. So I'm trying to read the comments here. I'm getting a little distracted, so I'm going to leave that for a minute. And we're going to be joined by Xuná. Xuná, where you at? Request to join right now, and let's get this started. I'm really excited, guys. Let us know in the comments if you too are excited. Queens is here. Harlem is here. Sambo Creek is here. What's good? LA is here. The Bronx is in the building. So excited, guys. Thank you for joining. Oakland is here. What's good, Oakland? If you are just now joining us, I am Siria of the Garifuna Market. We're going to have a self-care Sunday chat with Xuná of Dani Meighan Styles. Thank you for joining. This is going to be a really exciting chat. I'm really happy to be like having this conversation, and you guys are going to love it. Okay, Xuná's going to be joining us now.
Blessings.
Hello. Blessings.
Hello, good afternoon. Sorry, the screen got stuck. I saw everybody replying and I couldn't see or hear anything.
Oh,
so I just see you and I can feel your energy, so I'm already excited.
I'm excited too. Thank you so much, Xuná, for joining us today for our Self-Care Sunday chat. Really happy to chat with you. I know we met a while back in New Orleans and you were just such an amazing host. So thank you again for that.
Thank you. I appreciate this platform to be able to speak about something that I've been using to be able to navigate through life, and being here on this Sunday, which is such a good day to reset everything and to be able to look and reevaluate what we need to do to be able to maneuver through. So I'm really excited to be able to give all this beautiful information and these golden nuggets away so we can use it, especially in this time that we finally all have time to reset ourselves.
Most definitely. And how are you feeling with everything that's going on?
You know what? The past few days, actually, I would say the last week was really, I had to fight for my light. I'll always fight for it because it's still on, but I had to fight this week. And it's okay because you know what? This is exactly why I do what I do, because of these reasons. All of these energies around, yes, it's a virus. Yes, people are getting sick. But the worst part is that we are already a sick people that are tired, overworked, and we just don't have time to catch up and heal. So this was a time for me to remind myself too, you need to get your rest.
Yep.
You need to reset your boundaries, and you need to clear out this space so that you can allow for more light and love to flow in. So it's been wavy, but all purposeful, because through these waves, we're allowed to see more of what we need to let go, but also make room for all this beautiful light and a new path to come through. So I feel really good today. Blessings on working it out.
Definitely.
Blessings.
Definitely. Yes. Thank you for sharing that. Now, for everybody who's just now joining us, we are having a self-care Sunday chat with Xuná of Dani Meighan Styles. So, Xuná, can you please introduce yourself to the people real quick? Let them know about yourself and what you do.
Yes, and this is divine timing. It's 1:11. Wow. So, 1:11 my time. So, what I do is I provide, I create handmade healing art jewelry, all inspired by the Belize indigenous people, but indigenous people everywhere, because we get to incorporate all those things in healing. And I created all these pieces so that we can have some kind of positive energy influence in our space, whether it be the color or the emblem or the crystals and the colors in the crystals. All of that I create so that way it gives us some kind of visual and also a tangible something to hold in our hands when we're not feeling like we can't. So all these things are things that you can see, you can feel, you can look at, and that's what I create, to evoke the spirit, to give you something to comfort.
Amazing, amazing. And so today you're going to tell us a little bit about crystals. Can you tell us why crystals are so important?
Yes. So during my journey, I started having all these crystals around me and just started entertaining the notion of, well, when I have these with me, something good is always happening, or I feel like I just accomplished something in some way. So I started using that as like, oh, I guess this is really working, right? Because I just did a placebo effect on myself just to see, because I'm definitely a skeptic. So in incorporating all of that, I started just gravitating and just holding them and incorporating them so that way I can use the energies. Really wasn't sure what that meant either. But as I allowed this into my path, the crystals have been able to navigate me through healing, and that's what crystals do. You will first be ignited by some kind of color. Your spirit will just be like, green, I need that, or yellow, that's what I need. And it is a true depiction of what your spirit needs. True depiction of what your spirit needs. So through that is the way I'm able to guide when people choose crystals. And it's important because the crystals have notions and they have meanings to them. So even if you don't believe, or you're like, yeah, right, understand that the crystals have their notions, and whether or not you believe in them, I will give it to someone and they will directly tell me what they're feeling and exactly what the stone is about. Right. And then I get to go deeper and say, you chose this for this, but this crystal also lets me know that you don't speak as much as you should. Right. That you want to see your truth, or that you have anxiety and maybe you're a little nervous. And you chose this because this stone is a calming stone, and it's also an antidepressant. Right. Each stone has its own identity like us. So it has these notions that it's like, it's good to offer opportunities, open up our minds, push through blockages, cleanse our space, think clearly, to be able to visualize things also, manifest. to be able to recall our dreams. All of these notions are embedded in these crystals that God has provided for us into the earth, where we can dig them up and feel all the energies that have passed,
Right.
all the energies that have come through it. And that's what crystals are all about, digging into the spiritual DNA of yourself, being able to find it, tune in, hear yourself, cancel out the middleman, so that way you can have a direct dialogue with yourself and God.
Absolutely.
And that's what.
Absolutely. And I know that you're from Belize, and do you believe that you have, you know, any connection to your indigenous roots and in terms of what you do? Do you think that that led to what you do today?
Yes, I would definitely say so. You know, my granny, Estelle Irene Warren, she's transcended, but she's definitely around. She's definitely here today too. But being able to have been around all of, well, we didn't call it witchery or anything like that because it's not really a thing, but being able to be around indigenous beliefs in terms of healing from the earth, and being able to find things that we need, that God has left all these treasures for us so we can heal. So being able to have been born in Belize around all the indigenous, the Garifuna, the Mayans, the Mennonites, everyone that's there, you know, being able to see how they maneuver and how they survive, it has really, really, really gotten into my roots and my spirit to allow me to go back to those very things that I first knew of, so that way I can navigate with these new notions and these new things. And I definitely feel connected to my roots even more and more now, because of what I'm doing and because of what I know and I've seen from growing up and watching all, you know, like the medicine women cure people,
Right.
having the crystals and herbs, and really, really getting to the root of problems instead of just bandaging them. And we're able to find freedom instead of relief. So through the indigenous practices that I have learned from growing up, has definitely paved the way for what I know now. I wasn't even understanding why I need to learn all this stuff growing up, but now it all makes sense because it all gets to be put together now.
Right. And that's an amazing thing to be, to have a mission just connected to where you come from and bring that full circle, you know? Somebody asked in the comments, what is your favorite crystal?
Oh, what's my favorite crystal? You know what? I'm going to say, well, my favorite crystal, I guess I'm going to stick with the original. My OG is Green Adventurin. Green Adventurin was a stone that someone gave me, and then they were like, just gave it to me in passing, and I didn't know what it was for. And that's the one I told you. I became my own placebo just to see. And that stone was for opportunities, for joy, for love. And I'm like, I got all of those. But yeah, I only knew the stuff that that was available to me. Now, because I know those notions, I'm able to look at that stone, which is my favorite. It's green, and it has rose quartz properties, so it has that loving, nurturing aspect. And although we feel like we're full of love, we get to tap into that nurturing part of us that we need to put back in. So Green Adventurin, and it's funny because I elevated to chrysoprase, which is another green stone. So this has become my new favorite in this part of my journey, as it has allowed, it looks like home. It reminds me of like the ocean in Belize.
That's
like
beautiful.
If I jumped in the ocean.
And that's a beautiful one. Yeah, that's beautiful. It's funny you mentioned that because I have this here with me. Also Green Aventurine. And it was actually the first stone that was given to me at a store that I went to. And I said, you know, I feel really good today. I feel like opportunities are coming. I feel like something good is coming. Give me something that just helps me to just thank the universe or the aura or whatever. And they gave me one of the Green Aventurines. So it's so amazing that you said that.
You see, and it's mainly because we normally are the ones to give that out to people. It's a beautiful gift that we're able to give joy and love, and also help people find their own luck. We're good at that, seeing the positive and everything. But that stone, it makes us have to attune back in so that way we fill the cup up for ourselves first, so that way we're overjoyed, overly loved by ourselves, and overly filled with opportunities. And look at us business women.
That's amazing.
See, God in the universe gave that to someone, each one of those people that gave it to us and was like, I need you to deliver this message. Just drop it off. They'll know what to do with it later.
Absolutely. Everybody who's just now joining us, we're having a Self-Care Sunday chat with Xuná of Dani Meighan Styles. Let us know where you're joining us from in the comments. Any questions you have throughout this chat, drop them in the comments as well. Right now we're talking about crystal healing. And can we just now talk about how you prepare for your journey with crystal healing?
Yes. Preparing for your journey. A lot of people are afraid of this part because you have to really dig in. You have to get under the hood of your car and really do the maintenance. And that's the part. But it sounds really scary just because it's new and it's different. But when we're allowed to start our journey, thinking of it like a vacation or planning for something that we want, we then get to prepare for what we actually are going to get out of it. So being able to prepare ourselves with, one, your crystals, being able to even just entertain the notion of having that around, is able to start your journey off at somewhere so you can find sustainability within your journey. So if you figure out your why you need to, gather everything that you're going to need for your journey. You're going to need to write. You're going to need to meditate. You're going to need to sit with yourself. You're going to need to feel open so you can receive new feelings, new thoughts. And that's what the journey is about. It's about getting an oil change, kind of, and getting everything out, a new filter, new everything, so that way, when you rev that engine up, you really are proud of that, because you can go from 0 to 60 on purpose, not because you're trying to get there quick. So preparing for your journey really allows you to know that the outcome is going to be in your favor.
Right.
It's just like baking a cake. You're going to prepare the ingredients. You know, you need to write down eggs, you need to get milk, you need to get sugar, you need to get all of that. And that's the same thing it is with our journey, but we've never been told that we're supposed to do this for ourselves. So it sounds weird, but it's not. Why wouldn't we? We would plan birthdays and events for people and go all out and get decorations. Well, decorate your altar and your space. Plan for your journey. Get your crystals, your sage, elephants, whatever your soul needs to look at. If it's sunflowers, get you some sunflowers. If it's a dragon, get you a dragon. Whatever you need, prepare for your journey so that way the outcome is always going to be in your favor. And no matter what comes your way, you'll be on schedule and on plan because you've prepared as much as you could for the journey. And that allows God and universe to make detours when needed and also stop when you need to stop and pause, like what we're doing right now.
Right.
So preparing for the journey is so necessary. I've never prepared for life like that. I was never taught that. So I had to teach that for myself. Why are things always out of my control? Because I'm not planning. I'm still learning now. Still learning it. And the more I learn to plan for my journey, my day, my business, my life, the more I'm getting better outcomes. It's not easy and it's not going to be perfect, but you're going to be able to figure out different ways by preparing for your journey. It's so important.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, it's very important to be prepared instead of just kind of going with the flow all the time, because if you want a certain outcome, like you said, you definitely have to plan for it. What is it that you need? What is it that you want? So it's amazing to hear that that also works with crystal healing and that journey that you explained there.
Yeah, we almost have to like talk to ourselves like children now and walk ourselves through it and be like, it's okay. Did you get all your stuff? Do you have everything you need? Are you sure you don't also need this? Like, we have to have these dialogues. And I know it sounds so remedial, but taking myself all the way back to where I missed a step, meaning like no one explained things to me. I wasn't allowed to ask questions. you know, on child, you have to be seen, not heard, you know, those types of things. And that goes all around the village, you know what I'm saying? So you become a person who doesn't learn to ask questions and doesn't learn to figure out what we need, because we're just taught, well, I'll just figure out around, I'll figure it out along the way. That's great. That tactic has been wonderful, but it doesn't work anymore.
Absolutely.
It's being spit out of the machine. It doesn't work anymore.
Right, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. And someone just asked a question, the red crystal. Is there a specific red crystal?
There are several different red crystals. There's one that I love, which is red jasper. Oh, it's so good for grounding your energy. Also really good for comforting. You know, sometimes we feel so open and so available and so being able to be seen that we need sometimes to protect our energy space, but also ground ourselves enough to know that, yes, people are going to come in our energy space, but we get to allow or allot whatever energies we need to allot or not.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Tell us
So
some
red,
more.
I would say red jasper, I love. That's my favorite red stones. Also garnet is beautiful as well. Really good for like deep thinking, getting into real deep emotions, being able to push them out, like throwing them up. I know that sounds bad, but think about if you have an upset stomach, right? And you know you need to throw up. You don't want to because the taste, it's horrible. Your nose is gonna be, you're just gonna be teary-eyed. It's not gonna feel good. But it's gonna give you freedom, and you're gonna be able to let it out. So those are the type of stones, like protecting your energy. Red energy is really good. Lots of fire, lots of purposeful aggression, because sometimes we need to maneuver in a different way and let people know, like, tread lightly, you're in a lion's den.
Right, that's right.
So, but there are different types of crystals to really elevate different things inside of you. And also for affirmations, to be able to affirmatively and give an action to something using your crystals is also really beneficial. Holding in your hand, even if you're not sure what it means, holding it, it's going to remember what you felt, what you needed, and it allows you to call forth an action. So it allows you to say, I need this rest, or I need this love, and I've never had it before, and this makes me nervous, or this makes me feel new and different. So all the crystals are, you know, allow you to have these different notions. Pyrite, excellent for opportunities, for boundary setting, for abundance. Clear quartz, the all-knowing, that's one I have in my hair. That's how connected I have to be, is I need my quartz in my hair, because I'm telling you one thing, I've had people around me, and this, remembering why I have this protection around me, I will literally ping. I can feel the energies and go, I could just be like, oh, I need to be out of here. Or I prefer not to be here.
Right. Right.
It allows for the assessment. So clear quartz is perfect. It's a great beginner crystal also. And also if you already have crystals, it's a great one to keep around. It plays nicely with the other crystals. It allows for a balance and a clear cleansing. So if you think of clear quartz, it's clarity. It's when you have those foggy moments, being able to maneuver through the light instead of all the darkness around. Right. So it's a really good stone for that. But if there's any other crystal questions, we can go into that as well. So.
Absolutely. If you're just now joining us, we are with Xuná of Dani Meighan Styles, and we're talking about crystal healing, crystal elements, and her favorite types of crystals. And so if you have any questions or comments about crystals, crystal healing, or anything about Xuná, you can ask them in the comments. Xuná, tell us a little bit about adjustments that you need to make that one would want to consider through their journey.
Definitely. Adjustments that would need to be made is letting go of things that you're already set in your mind to know. That's a huge adjustment. Reminding yourself that what you're doing is new and it's different, and it's going to require new things. So being able to reset your mind, get new focus, it allows for you to then start something new for yourself, a new journey, and making these adjustments allows you to also say what you need along the way. maybe 6 months ago, your requirements were this, but today it's not the same. Tomorrow it could be different. So making those adjustments, like, yeah, plan all you want. It's great. We talked about planning for your journey, but just like Outcast said, you can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather.
Right.
We don't know when we're going to have to make adjustments. So as long as you stay focused on your goal, you can make so many adjustments along the way. If you're like, no, my goal, like for instance, if you're going on a road trip, right? And it's a 11-hour trip, you're going to drive. But if there's a detour, you're going to stop and turn back around? Because you come too far. You come too far. And going back is going to cost you more. So being able to make these adjustments by being like, okay, there's an adjustment. Maybe there's a scenic route I never saw. Boom, off the interstate. Let's drive along the highway. Along the ocean. Let's see what's new and different. Oh, boom, look at us, back on time. And that's what adjustments allow us to do. We don't like them because we want to be in control of everything. We want to be like, wait a minute, that's not how the way I planned it.
Right, change is hard. Change is hard for some people.
It is. It's hard for all of us, but once we realize that the change is necessary because whatever and however we're living, it's no longer serving us. And it's achy. It feels like you have ailments. You can't move forward. But you're able to when you make the adjustments and go, wait, okay, I'm on this journey. I'm driving. I've already made a detour. Now they want me to take another route on this new interstate I've never been on. And that will scare us. But then what it could do is cause a shortcut on purpose and have us end up further than where we thought we were going to be. So being able to make these adjustments are so important. I had to do that the past few days. I had some triggers that I was dealing with, and I had to make major adjustments, all new in 3 days. And I made the most of it in 24 hours. I woke up this morning looking at myself, wondering if my eyes would have been really puffy from what I was having to purge, only because when you leave things, it'll come back up later, showing itself up as something else. Then you go, what is God, what are you trying to teach me?
Right.
Instead of, why is this happening?
Right. Somebody in the comments said, basically what you're telling us is to be able to become flexible along the way.
Yeah.
Because
it's just like any
job. Circumstance.
Because it's like, it's like working for someone or anything. It's like, you don't know what the outcome can be. All you know is to do your best, right? Keep showing up. Keep being you. Keep doing everything you know you're supposed to do because you know it. And it's not for anybody else. It's because that's your karmic retribution. When you stay in your lane, you make your adjustments. You plan for your journey. You're able to make those adjustments. Turbulence is going to come. Things may get thrown in your way. And guess what? You're going to now be skilled. You're not going to know how to maneuver.
That's right.
You're not going to know how to crawl and run and hop and skip and use a bike and ride a car and get on a scooter and anything that you may need. Because now you've done it so many different ways. Now you've got options.
Absolutely.
Just the one way.
Absolutely. That's the whole bright side of these detours and difficulties that we go through. Absolutely.
Yes. Yes. And the past few days, so I was working on this, and then yesterday I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, friend girl, queen girl, we need to talk. We had a conversation with ourselves and then invited God in to create more focus. And literally, I wrote it down. I could barely even write because my energy was so worked up. It doesn't even look like my handwriting. But I was able to get that out so I can call out to God so that I can hear myself and so that I know that I needed help. And guess what I did? Tapped into all that I know. I meditated. I prayed. I rested. Cried. I laughed. I got angry. I screamed. I did everything that I needed And today I'm like on top of the world powerful again, because I was able to rocket. That's what my brother Muse always says, rocket yourself. Let go of those things so you can shoot up higher. And that's exactly what I feel today. I feel higher. And I feel more in place than I ever have in a long time, because I was able to work out exactly what I needed. Why? Because I'm about to elevate again. And God and universe are like, all those things that you were carrying, you don't need that stuff where you're going. Leave it. Even though you think you may need it for some, no, we got you. We're going to replace it. We're going to give you what you need better. We're going to give you a compass. We're going to give you whatever you need. And it's going to come through you, because you have to do the work. See, if I just threw in the towel, right? If I just threw in the towel, today would have been different.
Right.
Didn't, because I remembered my route and I said, that's too far to go back. No, baby, we going forward.
And that takes a lot of strength. That takes a lot of strength. And something else that it sounds like it takes is patience, right?
Oh, yes. Definitely patience. We have to trust the process, you know. When you plant seeds, you don't just go dig them up. But they do grow. We get to come back and see, wow, I did plant that there. Whoa, I can't believe. You know, being able to get back into ourselves, figuring out what we need, and being able to really grow from that has been so rewarding. Best rewards I've ever gotten in my life have been through the journey and the work that I'm doing, because we deserve it. And we weren't taught that this was available.
Right.
This is only available through high expensive therapies and different things like that. But I'm here to tell you, it's available for you, because you can make it available for yourself today, any day you want. And then you can start your journey and start planning, start making adjustments, start removing people's titles and looking at them for who they really are, and seeing if they still fit with the vision. Because sometimes you'll have people, or you'll have everything around you that you feel like you need. And like I said, the vision has now changed. Something is new. You don't require that. You don't need that. These are distractions. And the more we keep ourselves focused and keep ourselves reminded that we're doing the best we can, we are to sit still when we need to. We are not machines. We are not to be out here being numb and being the okie doke. We are not out here to be like, hey, look at me, I'm the happiest go lucky person. Oh yeah, no, I'm great. Yep, fine, wonderful. No, you're not fine. You know what? I'm learning to make some adjustments today. I believe that in the next hour, I'm gonna be better than this morning. Being able to be real, because that's what your journey's gonna take. You have to be real with yourself, because we all know the hiding places
right.
where you don't want to deep. So we get to navigate.
And that journey is different for everybody, right?
Absolutely. Depending on what you need, that journey is so different. And no one is above, or I'm not higher than anybody because I'm on this journey. It's my own journey. So I don't compare it to anybody else's. Just like I wouldn't compare yours to mine. You know what you know, and you're gonna know more according to whatever you need. My journey just happens to be different. I'll share everything along the way, because I want people to know, and well, not me, really, God wants me to speak and tell people, because this isn't a fun thing that you sit at a party and go, hey, want to talk about real life?
Yeah.
You want to talk about healing and trauma or what? You don't do that.
That's so real.
We can be real and say, hey, you know what? My vibe is off right now, but I'm so glad to be around y'all. Y'all go ahead. I just need your vibe right now. That's saying what we need.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you for sharing that. I especially like what you said about titles. What you said about titles. Just elaborate on that briefly, because I think it's so important.
Well, I'll be very specific. God and universe gave me this message in a prayer and meditation when I was trying to deal with trauma from healing with like family stuff and childhood things. And God said one thing to me: remove their titles. I said, what now? But that's my but, okay, remove their titles. Who are they really? Start naming the things that you know about them that are true and that are facts. And that has made all the difference. And that's like one of the biggest advice that I give to people. Remove people's titles so that we can really see people for who they really are and why they should even be allowed in your space.
Wow, that's a powerful thing that you said. And you said a lot of powerful things so far that are food for the mind. So if you're just now joining us, we are talking with Xuná of Dani Meighan Styles. We're talking about crystal healing. We're talking about the journey. We're talking about patience. We're talking about making adjustments, and just let us know in the comments how you're feeling, any questions that you have. Xuná, what are some crystals that you would recommend for people who are going through a lot of anxiety during these times with everything going on with the quarantine?
I would definitely recommend any type of agate, green adventurin, any quartz. Those are really, really good for calming energies and also remembering what made our energies off. So that when we're getting near it, it almost like you can feel, I call it heat. You can almost feel this hot energy that feels uncomfortable that you then have to make adjustments for. So I would say also, yeah, I love the quartz. Those I would say specifically. Also, black obsidian is so beautiful because not only is it good for protecting your energy, almost like putting up a like a playpen, right, around yourself, so that way people can only come as far as you're allowed to at whatever times that you're at. Because sometimes you can't have too many people around you because you're in a quarantined time spiritually.
Right.
So those are really great. I also love to have selenite. Also is awesome. That's a stone of finding the light. Comes from the Greek word that means the moon. So being able to find the moon in the darkness, finding your light, because that's one of the things that makes us nervous, is when we feel out of control in some way. It makes us nervous. It makes us feel uncomfortable. And being able to deal with your anxieties and holding these crystals, like that's what I used to use with my green adventure. I would just hold it in my hand. And that's what helped me when I was working, holding it, talking to people. Even when I do speaking events and I go places, I'll hold it in my hand because it keeps me calm. So green adventure, which also is part of the quartz family, and it also has its anti-anxiety and also an antidepressant as well.
Okay. Okay.
So there's no as to why we get those, because we're used to having people in our energy space, and sometimes we almost could switch and mimic their energies sometimes, and then we feel off. So those are good crystals for that. I also recommend tiger's eye. That's a stone that many people have heard of. It's such an amazing stone that it is good for anti-anxiety, also an antidepressant. It's also good for the protector of self-doubt. One of the things that causes anxiety is doubting ourselves or doubting what is. So being able to attune to, I am doing all that I can. If where I'm at makes me feel uncomfortable, I am prepared to remove myself and go to where I need to go. Tiger's eye is also good for remembering dreams. That's in the human world. In the spiritual world, we call those visions. Dreams are not just some silly thing that you happen to concur overnight. They're actual visions. There's something it's a message, something speaking to us, and it allows, the tiger's eye allows us to tap into the real notions of that, or also just remembering the dreams, so that way we can properly identify what the dreams are about.
Is that something? Is tiger's eye something that you would hold on to or keep by your bedside?
Yes, I have. This is a tiger's eye I have here. It's from Madagascar. It's African. I love the energies in there. Lots of beautiful golds also. Tiger's eye, you can hold it. When I do prayers and meditations, I don't care what I look like. I need to be in my zone and with my crystals and with God and universe and whatever it is I'm doing. So I will put it on my forehead. I'll put it on my throat sometimes, just depending on where my energies are. You can feel it where you need it because there's energy in it, and it'll feel, whew, it's like almost like coffee beans sometimes to eat too much. So you want to just clear out your palate. But this is what,
sorry, go ahead.
no, speaking of clearing.
Somebody mentioned in the comments about clearing your space. So can you let us know a little bit about that when you get the chance?
Yes, definitely. But with any of the crystals, you can hold them in your hand. You can put them under your pillow. As long as you don't have children, I wouldn't want them to be around children. Just be careful of that. You can put them in your pillow at the bottom of it. You can do that. So, or in a pouch of some sort. But holding in your hand, getting it made into a necklace or a pendant or a pendulum is really helpful, or a keychain. I make those too. So if you have crystals that you would like to transform, we can also, you can DM me about that and we can coordinate something. But definitely you can do anything you want to do with a crystal. Hold it, keep it in your purse, wear it in your bra, hold it in your, sorry I had to say that, but it is a thing. But you know, you can put it anywhere, and then anywhere you need to carry it. It's like a home ec egg. It's yours. You get to have it, and you get to do whatever you want to do with it. No one can tell you. But I can start you by telling you those things, and then you can decide, she didn't say this, I want to do this. Do it. Do whatever you need.
Absolutely. Well,
and I'm sorry, what was the question? You asked me,
let me see here. We have a few people.
Oh, about clearing out your space.
Yes.
How
so
to do
should one cleanse their crystals after clearing their space? What do you think?
You can do either. I prefer to, I'll do sage and an incense. And I also have my, if you have your plants are a really good place to also cleanse your crystal and keep in your space. So I have mine and my San Pedro here, and I like to keep it there because it also helps with healing energies also. It's a healing plant. But clearing out your space, definitely get your sage, get your incense. You can also put them out for sunrise.
Okay.
Sundown. You can also do that during the full moon. I've been having a lot of people on that rotation just because I feel like even if you don't understand the phases of the moon, all of us literally have said at some point, it must be a full moon.
Yep. Yeah.
And not understanding why you say that.
Yep.
So having that, it also resets for the month. It allows us to go, hey, whatever is to come this month, I ask, guidance, I ask for support, and it allows you for a time to have that conversation with yourself where you get to reassess and make adjustments while you're cleansing. It's no different than cleaning your house. You want to make sure you're cleaning and you're speaking to whatever you need to get out. This isn't about looking pretty. It's just about what you feel. You may have felt your energy space. It feels foggy. It feels dark. It feels off. The vibe is off. We've all said that. And it's for a reason, because it's time to clear out energy so that way it's like dusting the air.
Yeah.
Cleansing and purifying it so that we can breathe better. And so doing it for the full moon is great. New moon as well. It's really a time for you to decide, because it's your work. And again, this is what I'm suggesting. Start with the full moon so you have an actual date. Or maybe you prefer on a Sunday, because Sundays are a good day for you. For me, Wednesdays are a great day for me. I was born on a Thursday, so Wednesday night, I was getting ready to be born. So Wednesday nights, I'm up late all the time. It allows you to cleanse that space so that way you can deal and make sure that you're setting up and preparing for the next month, so that whatever comes your way, you're like, I already felt this. Wait, this is something from last month. No, out. So literally like the broom, shoo, out, go. Gone, go outside. We don't want that.
So since you mentioned that, you mentioned the full moon. So would you suggest re-cleansing every full moon or every month, or it just depends, kind of?
I like to get people knowing that you can do this in the full moon. Someone said maybe that's why they love Mondays. Look at the day you were born. I'm telling you. I said it to my mom, and she was like, "I don't remember what day you were born. I don't know."
That's a good
So
point. I never thought about it that way. I never thought about it that way. I think I was born on a Friday. I do love Thursdays. So.
And again, these are things that I learned on my journey that I go, wait a minute, there must be something to this. And again, it's following those questions and the curiosity so that our more needs can be met. But I forgot what other question you had asked me, but I think the cleansing, someone asked about the full moon.
Cleansing. Indicators.
Once a month, but I want you to get into more of a routine that you're doing this. Start it off once a month. If you feel like doing it once a week or a couple times a month is going to be too much, don't bite off more than you can chew. Start it. And if you feel that you need to do a cleanse, honor that.
Okay.
Honor that. Just because you may have had the flu last month, like it could come this time and you're like, oh, I already sneezed, boom. I already know what I mean. So it allows for us to stay on some kind of date, rhythm, a ritual. That's what these become, is rituals with ourselves. So if you're so busy, you can't take out 5 minutes out of your day to speak to yourself about what you need, probably why you're not happy. And I'm saying that out of experience, not out of experience. So we have to do these as a ritual because we've spent so much time remembering, oh, someone likes coffee in the morning, someone likes 2 sugars, someone likes blah, 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 da, da. But when it comes to us, just get me whatever. You know what I like.
Right.
What?
Right.
So we want to be able to get in a place where we have a dialogue with ourselves so that we can say, hey, you know what? I'm cleansing my crystal. And I'm also realizing that I had a rough month. And I really should start a ritual, and every morning or every evening, I should say to myself what I feel good about the day or what I could have done better or what I learned. These become dialogues that we desperately need. We need this for ourselves. So it's just time for yourself, whether you have it in the car, because that's where I used to have my green adventure in the car. And I used to sit on my lunch breaks with it, or at the beach because I worked at the beach. And so I would just always have that with me. So, and you don't have to make it a big production unless you want to. Trust me, I will get on my altar, don't you? And get all my candles, put out all my stuff. Bring my granny's pictures, my everything.
Right.
But I don't need to do that all the time because I just don't have it in me to do all of that.
Yeah.
But I do like incense, and I do every day hold this in gratitude because this reminds me that I've been working on love for myself.
Absolutely.
So just make it a ritual for yourself, like brushing your teeth. It's a thought. It's a pause for yourself. Just think of it that way. And you'll decide how much more important it is. You'll decide.
Yeah, checking in with yourself.
Yeah, that's absolutely. Too.
And it's so easy to forget.
That's what I'm
forget.
Yep.
With all of the things that we have going on all the time. So that even goes back to what you mentioned earlier about, us taking this downtime right now with everything that's going on.
Yeah. Last night before I went to bed, I was doing a call to continue to flush, but also asking God for more, that although this hurts and that I don't want to deal, I always go, that roller coaster ride you always wanted to go on, but you don't like the ups and downs? Well, I'm actually on it, but in a good way, because I get to go where I need to go on these dips, and you know what I mean? So it evokes us to speak, to talk, to deal, and we don't want to. We're a society that wants to share all the good and all positive and how good we're doing, and look at me, I got this and I got that. It's like, do you have love? you have compassion,
Mm.
you have, you know, anything, you know what I mean? Are those things? Because the materialistic things, they come, they go. We could lose all of it,
Mm.
but then we're here, and this is what we have left. And that's the importance of understanding that. That when everything goes, when the people go, when the things go, trust me, I've had it and I've not. And I'm never having any of those problems again. I'm finding balance
Yeah.
and learning and just learning how to make those adjustments. So when I want to celebrate my good job, I could do something simple for myself, like go pick my favorite flower instead of going ignorant in the club. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have those days too, speaking out of experience. But not anymore. I don't need that.
Absolutely.
And that's how we find it.
Absolutely. What would you
Yeah.
say are indicators of being in a negative, uncleansed space or negative energies? What are indicators of being in that space?
Indicators, nervousness,
Mm.
feeling anxious, pacing, not speaking.
Mm.
These will be the things that we'll do in a negative space because, well, it's not that hard to fight negative energy.
Mm.
It's just hard to open your mouth because that's the affirmation that gets rid of it. That's the antidote, is that as it's happening, we have to say, whether it's in your spirit, you have to acknowledge, this does not feel good. I do not like the space that I'm in. This makes me feel angry. This makes me feel irritable. I feel violated. I feel looked at. I feel my stuff is, going through what we're really feeling is a good way to, when you can notice that you're in that space, because you're going to be the first person to know that.
Mm. Right.
The reason why you haven't said anything is because you are committed to that person. You're dedicated to the people around you. So instead of dealing with the negative energy that's being projected onto us, we then go into over nurturing mode because we feel like there's something we are doing or not doing. So then we're going to overly do things to make it better for them. So recognize that negative energy, remove those titles. We have to remove these titles. That's how we're able to be like, no way, I worked too hard to be alive. You can't be in my space. You and your negativity, pack it up, eviction notice, right. Let's go. Now, out, all of y'all, you gotta go home, but you gotta get gotta go. Yeah. You've got to just be real with yourself. I've been in circumstances too where I'm like, oh, but that's my sibling or that's my friend, whatever it is. And then you remove the title and you go, oh no, that was not what you did. I would have never done that to them. I would never treat them like that. So identify that negative space, and the thing that I will require of you is to remember that when someone breaks that boundary, which your space is a boundary. We think of boundaries always about something sexual or something like that, but no, your boundary is your actual space. Forget your arms. It's like that whole space where you can go like this, that's your whole energy space and beyond. So if someone's in there contaminating it with their bad energy, because that's what bad energy is, it is the Ebola virus of bad vibes. I grew up around it. I know what it's like. Everyone has had a dose of it. But we've also made excuses for it because of the people that are attached to it. Wow. So when your negativity is hitting, right, you need to be readjusting the facts that this space is not good for you, and not only can you you can no longer grow in it, but it's actually killing your roots. Wow. Negativity will kill your roots. It will detonate your immune system. It will break you down. But you have to identify it and immediately create a course of resetting and immediately letting that person or that thing know that because there was a violation in that boundary space with the negativity, these are now the new actions. You're no longer allowed around me until you get yourself healthy. And even then, I'll have to reassess. that person or people or things may no longer be for your journey. So you just need to just let it go and stop honoring what everybody else is doing that's not working for you.
Wow. Wow. That's a powerful statement. That's completely powerful. I love that. If you are in the comments, leave us your thoughts about our chat today. Thank you, Xuná. You have shared so many amazing gems with us today. I'm really grateful for you for joining us and sharing your knowledge. And just before we get closed out, can you share a little bit about your line, your jewelry, some of the offerings that you have, some of the events that you have coming up?
Absolutely. Right now we're in quarantine, which is fine. We've made adjustments, and we do a couple live shows like art auctions. So anything that we will put up, we're getting better. We reassessed from last week, so we're going to be doing some new things coming up, but we will be doing our Belize Indigenous Healing Art Jewelry and Crystals auctions. All the bids always start at 5, and then you can give your offering of anything you would like, and nothing's discounted in terms of how I work, how I create. I don't even touch anything. Everyone knows this about me. I will not touch anything unless my energy is correct. I go, my vibe's off. I can't touch it.
Important.
So just,
I said that's important.
Yes, I take it so seriously. So anything that you get is made of the utmost quality, authenticity, and purpose to provide some type of healing energy in your space for you to see, touch, feel, and have those energies around you. We also do custom creations also. We start at 30. You send an offering. That's how we're doing it right now. So please treat yourself. I don't care if you only have $5. Guess what? That's like $200. We're in almost a depression right now. So whatever you need to treat yourself to, that's why God has me in this position. It's about all the stuff that I was able to heal from that you all have available to you right now for healing. And if you don't have a 5 or a 10 or whatever it is, then, and you can find it to suit something else, that's something you have to deal with yourself. But these things are all available for you. Incense, sage I'm out of right now, but I can still take orders because when I get them, I can always send them out. But we do the custom orders as well. And Wednesday nights, we do classes to do some type of session with ourselves where it's a little bit more calmer, smaller groups. And this week, we will be talking about healing from trauma through crystals, meditations, and journaling. So please, if you have never, ever entertained what that means, just tune in and show up, because you may not even have known that things happen to you and that you may still be holding on, because our memory sometimes will make us forget. And then by healing and dealing, we get to deliver what we need to deliver and deal. So Wednesday night class, 7/11 Central Time. And I'm out of New Orleans, so.
New Orleans. This was amazing. Thank you so much again. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Xuná, for sharing your gems, your knowledge, everything about your healing journey. And everybody, please follow her. I have the name on this chat right here. Just click it. Follow Dani Meighan Styles. Tune into her auctions and shop from her. Shoot her a DM with any questions that you have. This has been such an amazing session. Thank you so much.
I want to send everyone off with a wish. This is what I do at the end of gatherings at any events that I have. So I wish you all lots of health, wealth, and happiness. Whatever your health is, whatever your wealth is, and whatever your happiness is. It doesn't matter what it was before we gathered today. Your power is that you always get to make as many adjustments along the way. How powerful are you?
Amazing. Amazing.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Blessings and gratitude to you.
Yes. Big up, Belize.
Yeah.
Big up, Garifuna.
Take care.
Mwah. Blessings. Love and light to you, Queen. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.